Hey guys, let's do this. It is 3.1, the higher level essay reading from models. Our lesson objective for this lesson is students will be able to assess example higher level essays and read examiner comments to help revise their own essays. Excuse me as I shut off my dinger. The question here I want you to be thinking about during this video, why is this essay important and how do I get a good grade? All right, I am going to answer those questions for you while you take some notes in those Cornell notes in this last packet of semester one. Do you see the finish line? Are you excited to get there? You are so close to being done with high school. It's crazy, right? So that's exciting. It's also, I'm sure, a little nervous. You've got some urgency underneath you right now, and that's a good thing. We're almost done with the first semester, guys. This is our last push. I hope you had a great, relaxing, and maybe some fun time in there too over winter break. And now we've got to get this essay polished up and ready to turn in as both the semester exam final and the higher level essay for IB. So let's talk. First of all, it is worth 10% of your semester one grade. And so that is partly why this essay is so important. It'll be graded on all 4 criteria this time, and it hasn't yet. So I haven't graded anything on Criterion C or D, so we're going to talk about that in this video. There will be 5 mastery checks to prepare you, especially for those 2 criteria that we didn't cover so far. And those mastery checks, along with the packet, are going to be part of this 90%. It's just the essay that's here, this 10%. But of course, all of this stuff is what's supposed to be helping you towards that good grade on that essay. It is worth 25% of your IB score. Oh, that went away. Let me try that again. See if I can do this again. So 25% of your IB score is the higher level essay, and so for that reason it is important as well. The internal assessment up here, this you did last year already, so it's the higher level essay we're doing now, and then you're going to be halfway done with the IB program. What's the other half? It's paper 1, and that is what we're going to spend all of semester 2 working on. And this higher level essay that we're working on now can be written on anything that you haven't used for your internal assessment. So you're not actually limited to just Frederick Douglass and Men We Reaped. All right, it is finally due on January 21st, and it is the semester final. All right, you can certainly write on either the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass or Men We Reaped, and you have already written on these 2 texts, hopefully. So one idea, and this is the idea I am thinking, is that you'll take one of the 2 essays you already wrote this semester, and now you'll just polish it up. You'll just make it better. You'll add to it, and you'll make it ready to be this final draft. But you don't have to do that. You could write about something you read last year. What'd you read last year? Well, you read First They Killed My Father, short stories by Ernest Hemingway, poetry by Cruz, Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea, The Plague by Camus, Persepolis, Breath, Eyes, Memory by Edwidge Endicott. Now, keep in mind, you can't use the same text that you used for your IA. So if you did your IA on Persepolis and First They Killed My Father, which I think most of you did, then you can't do your higher level essay on those 2 texts, but you could on one of the other texts. All right, let's talk rubric for a second, actually for the rest of the video. It is all 4 criteria this time, and each criterion has 5 marks, so a possible total of 20 marks. A is knowledge, understanding, and interpretation. B, analysis and evaluation. And these we've been working quite a lot on, and I'm not going to spend too much time on them. C is new for us, focus, organization, and development. And D, language. The nice thing about these two are that these are the ones you've already been doing without even knowing it. A and B are the hardest, and they are the most critical. C and D kind of just follow with you. But we'll talk about some ways to make sure you score high on those. A reminder that the line of inquiry idea comes from the inquiry model of learning, where we ask a question and then we gather and organize information. We interpret and analyze the information. In our case, it's the text we're doing that on. And then we evaluate it, draw conclusions, make interpretations. Finally, we communicate findings. And this is a loop. It goes around and around. It's recursive. It happens more than once. And so you've been, doing these things sort of all along and coming back to it. And we're going to go for one more round here. We're going to take a look at what you've got, and we're going to work on making it even better. All right, Criterion A, knowledge, understanding, and interpretation. We've been through this before, so I'm just going to click through, and you can pause and read through these again if you want to. B, same thing. We've been through this. We've spent a lot of time on analysis and evaluation. Pause and read if you want to. Criterion C, focus, organization, and development. This is a new criterion you're going to be assessed on, and it asks how well organized, focused, and developed is the presentation of ideas. It's always easier to organize, focus, and develop ideas if they are good ones, and so that is the most important thing. You need that clear central assertion in your thesis statement that makes an argument, answering your line of inquiry. Stay focused on that thesis statement throughout the essay and prove your debatable interpretive central assertion. Link the ideas together with well thought out transitions, and we'll work on that in this unit. And then finally conclude the essay with a satisfying wrap up of the central assertion. The other question that's asked here is how well are examples integrated into the essay? And for a literary analysis, it's all about the quotes, and it's all about integrating them into the structure of your own sentence so that without the quote, the sentence would no longer make sense. So we'll work on that as well in this unit. And then you have to cite the source according to MLA format with a works cited page. D is language. How clear, varied, and accurate is the language? So be concise. Say things in the fewest words it takes to say them. Get rid of passive verbs and filtering devices. Use the right word at the right time. Use varied word choice while avoiding, that's supposed to be avoiding, thesaurusifying. In other words, don't just look up a synonym and use it if you don't know the word. Make sure you're using the right word at the right time. How appropriate is the choice of register and style is another question IB examiners ask for Criterion D. Register refers in this context to the candidate's use of elements such as vocabulary, tone, sentence structure, and terminology appropriate to the higher level essay. So get rid of personal pronouns, no I's, me's, and my's, and any reference to what you personally think or believe. It's already assumed that you believe everything you're writing or you wouldn't write it. Use academic literary language at all times. Don't refer to the examiner or the person reading your essay. These are what will make your Criterion D score high. Good luck as you start on Unit 3 here to finish up this higher level essay.